What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is June 11th, and we are back with a full video for you. If you've never been here before, we do things a little bit differently, so stick around and see if you like it this way. Now, we go through everything. If you like a condensed version, in the description below is the link to this article right here. So you can go check that out. It'll give you the 6 or 7 pitchers that we like, and then 5 or so plays at each position that we like. So we pull that directly off of our cheat sheet as well. So just kind of a preview of what to expect if you sign up for FTA Plus. Now, FTA Plus is $10 a week or $30 a month. You can check it out. That includes a week of MLB, PGA, MMA, NASCAR as well. So go check that out. Be on the lookout because we're going to have a PGA article, I think, sometime soon. I don't think it'll be today, probably be tomorrow, so definitely check that out. Any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below as well. And if you are new to the channel, we have giveaways every single day. 2 ways to win. Like the video, be a subscriber, and if this video gets at least 50 likes, you leave a comment and you are a subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. If the video gets 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month, 150 likes, a free year, and 200 or more likes, a free $500 lifetime pass. The second way to win, somewhere in this video, I'm going to have a keyword. I'm going to say the keyword out loud. All you got to do is type that in the comment section, and you'll be entered to win a free week of FTA Plus as well. So we're going to have the 2 giveaways real quick. We're going to see who the 2 winners are from yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, we had 800 views, 63 comments, 93 likes. So 7 likes away from a free month. So I know we're close. We are going to have 2 giveaways for a free week on both of them. So we're going to run it twice. So this is the first one just because it got at least 50 likes. Even if it has the keyword, we're still going to rerun it. So Richie Smalls, congratulations. I know you won the other day, I believe. That is what I'm saying. Get here, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave comments because you can win every single day up into a lifetime pass. So, Richie, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com with your username, and we will get you set up yet again for a free week. So, we're going to run it again, and we're going to run it until we get the keyword in here, which yesterday was cell phone. Not that. And then we'll go to the next one. There you go, Jay Trees, cell phone dying, thanks for the info. You are welcome. So all you got to do is email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get your free week added. And it's that simple, and you can win every single day that you come back. So that being said, we do have an early slate here and a main slate. 3-game early. As of now, we look like we're good with weather. But we're going to dig in and we're going to look at it. So first game, Braves at the Orioles. You got Max Fried versus Albert Suarez. So Suarez never faced them before, would be a cheaper option. And Max Fried is the highest priced guy on the slate. 2.93 ERA coming in. Really turned things around. Last year, kind of a rough little year. 3 really great starts in a row. Did have a bad game against San Diego, but a good game against Boston. Or a great game against Boston. A good game against Washington. And a fantastic complete game against the Cubs. The strikeouts are there, 13 strikeouts against Boston. Baltimore's a tough team, I will admit that. But I don't mind Max Fried here. For an early slate, definitely something to look at. And another thing I'll basically say is, I can be wrong, I can be right. I'm just here to give you the deets every single night. So these are ideas and thoughts. These are not end all be all. So if you do come in like you were completely wrong about that person, yeah, I mean, if I was right every single day, I would be a billionaire. I would not need to, I would sports bet and I would win everything. So these are just, we're just digging in a little bit more than you see other DFS providers, because all they do is give you like 5 plays and that's it. If you're looking for that, if this video is all you need for it to be a better DFS player, that's awesome. But if you do need a little bit more help, go check out FTA Plus. MLB tab, a ton of information there for you. PGA is there. NASCAR, MMA, it's all there. It just depends if you want to utilize it or not. We also have a Discord. In the Discord, we go back and forth. We got people bringing up prop bets, home run bets, DFS, weather, stacks, core plays. They're all there. Go check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, and the Discord is down below. So then we look at Albert Suarez. We come in 7,100, 183 ERA. He's been good when he's out there. Pitching at home, he's got a 2.41 ERA at home. The problem is, 11.7. Like, we need more than what he gave for Toronto. We need basically his floor should be about what he did against Tampa Bay 2 starts ago. But he has had couple of starts here where he was in the bullpen. He's had back-to-back 5-inning plus. I don't know. It really depends if he's going to go deep into the game. And I just don't know if he's going to go deep enough to make it make sense. Batting-wise, if you believe you want to go in that direction, the Braves bats that I would consider, Ozuna, d'Arnaud, Jared Kelenic, Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, like these are the ones I would look at. Baltimore, if you think Fried is not going to have a good game, I don't think you can have a stack with Baltimore if you don't have Henderson in there. I mean, he's hitting home runs all the time. I would look at Gunnar Henderson. I don't care if it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. I would look at Mountcastle. I would look at Rushman. I'd look at Ryan O'Hearn. Depending, you could go Santander because he's a switch hitter, and he's been kind of heating up lately. So if we could take a heating up Santander, I think would be pretty good there. Next game, you got the Nationals at the Tigers. You got Mitchell Parker versus Kenta Maeda. Now, my problem is Maeda left the game. His last start early. Was it a knee? Abdomen. He is listed as the probable pitcher. He threw just 2 pitches before he exited last Wednesday. Yeah, this is what I'm concerned, because obviously 2 pitches last game. It was against Texas. We weren't using him. We stacked Texas, and it worked out. But he comes in with 6.25 ERA, only threw 2 pitches. This is something in his abdomen where there's no way it just heals on itself in less than a week. It could always tweak it again, and I'm probably off of that just because that might be what happens. Again, he has a good matchup against Washington. I do not trust him. I just don't trust him. And then you got Mitchell Parker. Splits-wise, we used him against Atlanta because it was a very contrarian tournament. He did 7 innings, 2 earned runs, but the problem was he only had 2 strikeouts. Only got 13.4. Didn't hit value. Value basically is we need 2 to 2.5 times value minimum for a pitcher. So needing at least 14.4 out of him, which he failed to get. And now he's bumped up to 7,700 against Detroit. I'm probably off of him. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to this game, but if I were to, I think Washington could be a sneaky stack. Luis Garcia, Jesse Winker, CJ Abrams, Joey Meneses, I don't mind. It just really depends if Maeda is going to stick in this game or not. Even when he's been in this game, his ERA, he's looked a little sus, as the kids would say. Detroit bats against Parker, if you want to get a little bit, contrarian here. Matt Vierling, Riley Green, Justin Henry Malloy, I do not mind. Being against a lefty, I don't mind Mark Canha. Mark Canha is great against lefties when he's in there. And Carson Kelly's another one that I would look at. So a little bit of exposure to this game, but I'm probably not doing much at all. I'm probably not going to play the early slate, to be honest. And then the Cubs at the Rays is the next one. Jameson Taillon versus Zach Eflin. So we've got Taillon here, 7,300. He's got a respectable 3.47 ERA, 35 strikeouts. Problem is the game's been very blah. Like his ERA is okay, but 6.7 against the White Sox. He gave up 5 earned runs in a plus matchup for him. Not ideal. Did have 6 Ks, but the 5 earned runs erased the fantasy points from the 6 Ks. Against Milwaukee, only 11.3. St. Louis, 6.8. It's been a minute since he's had a good game. May 4th, over a month since he's had a decent game, whereas it's a good matchup here because Tampa Bay's not the best offensive team. It just depends on which Taillon will show up. That's why I really don't like this early slate. We're not going to have lineups for it, and I'm probably fading it completely, but I wanted to still talk to you guys about it. Then Eflin's 8,000, 4.14 ERA. He's kind of been in the same boat last 3 starts. Not ideal. Less than 10 fantasy points. Not what you want. The Cubs can hit. It's not Chicago, so it is a terrible ballpark. But I just do not trust. I just do not trust much here. Bats wise, I would still rather stack with the Cubs bats over Tampa Bay, but I'm probably avoiding the games here. I'm probably going to just miss out on this early slate and be okay with it. We got the Guardians at the Reds. Tristan McKenzie versus Brent Suter. So we come into this game. Now let's see any weather concerns in this main slate. Nope, we should be good. Should be good with weather. Tristan McKenzie here, 7,500. He's been up and down as well. And this is a Great American Small Park. I could see the ball flying out of here completely. We will talk about the... Oh, I did forget to mention, at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, we will give you the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. Now, what that is we do 20,000 simulations a day, and we give you the top 20 bats towards the end. So 10,000 simulations running in the background. They're still running. Once that's done, we will give you the top 20 towards the end. But ballpark factors. This game has the best odds, 23% chance to hit home runs because the wind is blowing out to right. McKenzie, 3 home runs his last game against Kansas City, 2, 3, 1. He's given up the long ball. If the ball gets in this jet stream, it is out of here. I'm off McKenzie 100%. Brent Suter, I'm probably off of Brent Suter as well against Cleveland. I'm looking at, because he's a pitching opener, so he'll be up there for a little bit, and then it should go to Nick Martinez. I'm all in on bats here. I give a little bit of boost to Cleveland, so I would be looking at Josh Naylor. I would be looking at David Fry. I would be looking at Jose Ramirez, obviously. You could look at Tyler Freeman, Brian Rocchio, Andres Jimenez. Like, I love a full Cleveland stack today. And then on the flip side of that, Cincy, they're a great stack as well. On the flip side of the pitcher going against McKenzie, I would look at Ellie De La Cruz. I would look at Tyler Stevenson, Will Benson, Stuart Fairchild. Like, these are the bats I would look at. Jamer Candelario, I do not mind those at all. I am full send on stacks in this game. I do not want the pitching. Could they go off? Yes, they could go off. But Suter's probably pitching 1 inning, then it's going to go to Nick Martinez for however many innings, then the rest of the bullpen. That scares me, and Cleveland is a very good team. So I'm more on Cleveland, but I will have some exposure to the Reds bats today. Phillies at the Red Sox, Zach Wheeler versus Cutter Crawford. I'm looking at Wheeler, and I am looking at the Philly bats. It doesn't matter what bats. I'm looking at Schwarber. I'm looking at Harper, Real Muto. It just depends on what is going to be here. But wait for the lineup to come out. But I want Zach Wheeler. And Devers, he might be in. We don't know. He was out the past couple of games with an injury. So this is definitely something to monitor. But I'm looking at Wheeler, and I'm looking at the Philly bats in this one. Marlins at the Mets is next, a name that has been synonymous with trade rumors because Marlins are so bad. We got the Jesus Lizard versus Meagle. The last one I looked at, the Jesus Lizard mock-up trade would be headed to the Yankees. I could see if this does happen, this trade deadline, I definitely could see them trading Glaber finally. He just started off slow. It's a contract year. We'll see. But Jesus Lizard versus Meagle, it is a pitcher's park, and it's a great matchup for pitchers. I'm kind of looking both pitchers. I don't know if I want the offenses. Lizardo, 110 plate appearances against him, 245 batting average. Trying to see if he's already faced them this year. Let's see. Am I missing him? Where's he at? There he is. He's already faced the Mets once this year. 6 innings pitched, got the dub. 5 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts. And that was in Miami, I believe. That was at home. Yes, 28.5. I'm definitely looking at him again. Does have a 5.30 ERA, so it is up there. The Mets can hit lefties, but I like Lizardo in this one. Then you got Tyler Meagle, which I think he could be a cheap tournament option as well. 7,300, 3 ERA, kind of coming off a bad game against Washington, but a great game against the Dodgers. Decent game against Cleveland. Like, he's had some decent games when he started. Again, though, it's a tournament only. His home ERA is 0.82 compared to 5.4 on the road. I'm not looking at bats in this one. I'm looking at both pitching. I think Luzardo's more of your cash option, but he could be a tournament option. And I think Meagle is probably only a tournament option at this point. And if we don't go over everything you think we should in this video, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We have a ton of information over there. If I went through everything that's on the website, it would take hours. There's a ton of stats, ton of charts to look at. We've got cheat sheets with everything. Go check it out. $10 a week. Rockies at the Twins. You got Cal Quantrill versus Louis Varland. Honestly, I don't love this for either of pitcher. 3.58 ERA for him. Has not faced Minnesota. His splits on the road, obviously a little bit better than Colorado, per usual, per any Rocky pitcher. Minnesota can hit when they're on. It just depends on it. As long as they're not playing the Yankees, they're usually pretty good. And then you got Louis Varland. Where's he at? There he is, 6,000. He's got a 9.18 ERA. Game logs, minus 2.8, 8.7. Not a good game against Detroit. Not okay game against Baltimore, I guess. Going up against Colorado, this could be a plus matchup for him, but I think I'd rather look at the bats than both of these pitchers. I don't trust either of these pitchers, and they haven't really shown that they can bring anything to the table. Tournaments, sure, I guess, but I'm looking at more bats. If I were to look at Rockies, Ryan McMahon would be at the top of my list. Britton Doyle would be second. Depending, might be Jacob Stallings, Alejeris Montero, Ezekiel Tovar. I don't mind them. Twins, Correa, Buxton. We had Royce Lewis yesterday. The only bet I had out there yesterday was Royce Lewis over 1.5 bases. I think he hit a home run his first at bat. We were all over him. We were all over Gunnar. You got to get him back in there. As long as he's healthy, he's great. Ryan Jeffers, I don't mind. I usually like to take him more against lefties, but I'm okay with that. Max Kepler might be another one that we could look at. Trevor Larnach, Alex Kirilloff. I love a twin stack. I'll sample a couple of the batters from Colorado, but if I were to stack in this game, it would be more Minnesota than anything. Pirates at the Cardinals, Paul Skeens versus Miles Mikolas. I'm in on Skeens. He's the picture of the video, or the picture of the video and article for a reason. He's 9,400, going to save a little bit of money. Coming off 2 great starts. Splits-wise, obviously has not faced St. Louis this year, but looking at K's, looking up to 8 to 9 strikeouts a game. He's looked great while he's healthy. I would take him. Bats-wise, I'm probably looking at Pittsburgh bats over St. Louis bats. O'Neill Cruz, Grandal would be a tournament option. You could go Rowdy Tellez if you want to save some money at first base. McCutchen, Brian Reynolds. These are the guys. Brian Hayes a little bit. I don't mind these guys. I would rather look at Pirates over the Cardinals in this one. Yankees at the Royals. This is a game I should be at, but we can't. Was supposed to. Anyway, no big deal. Not, what's the word? Not being facetious. Not jealous, but I should be. But anyway, you got Marcus Stroman versus Brady Singer. Stroman's looked great for the most part. A couple of down outings. It's a pitcher's park. I know Kansas City is good, but he has been a great pitcher. As long as he can get the run support behind him, I'm okay with that. Then you got Brady Singer, 57 plate appearances, 313 batting average, 26.3 K percentage. He started off the season very well. It's come down a little bit. And they're right next to each other in pricing on DraftKings. So Stroman here, 3.16 ERA coming in, game log wise. Not a good start against Minnesota. Gave up 5 earned runs in that game. They still won the game. He had run support behind him. Was not sharp. 2 home runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. So back-to-back games, he's only had 2 Ks. But we look at that. He's had a great start against San Diego. Great start against Seattle. San Francisco wasn't that bad. He just didn't strike out people. Splits-wise, he has not faced Kansas City this year. Away games, he has been better on the road at 2.08 ERA compared to a 4.12 at home. Then Brady Singer comes in 2.76 ERA, so it's pretty good. Splits-wise, has not faced the Yankees this year, but as you see in his career, 3.13 batting average. Soto made his return as the DH yesterday while Judge got the day off. I could definitely see Soto might be DHing again tonight and Judge being in the lineup. I'm all in on a Yankee stack. Judge, Soto, pretty much anyone in this lineup for the Yankees outside of Rizzo. I wouldn't use Rizzo. Probably not using the catcher. Other than that, I'm all in on a Yankee stack here. Singer, home games 216, so he has been better at home, but the Yankees are really hot right now. So tournament-wise, Singer could be more of a contrarian because I think everyone's going to be on the Yankees, and they do strike out. They can strike out. So that's definitely something to look at. I think Stroman's more of your cash option pitcher. I think Singer is more of your tournament option pitcher, but I'm still up for getting exposure to this game for sure, especially since I can't watch it because it is blacked out because MLB decides they need to black out some of their games. But yeah, I love this matchup here. Blue Jays at the Brewers. This did not work out for us last time, but I'm going to go back to the well. Kikuchi versus Carlos F. Rodriguez. I have no idea who that is. Let's see. Is he not here? Okay, they don't even have him listed right now. Kikuchi's been very up and down. He's the fourth highest pitcher on the slate, 3.48 ERA. He had a great start against Baltimore. Not good here, not good here, pretty good here. Milwaukee generally smashes lefties. And I went with this last time against Skubal, and it didn't work out. Skubal is a better pitcher than Kikuchi. I'm probably fading Kikuchi again and going down this Milwaukee righty bats over everything else. So the bats that I would look at, William Contreras smashes lefties. He's the number one rated catcher in fantasy out of all catchers. He's a great catcher. I would look at him. Gary Sanchez is another one that hits lefties well. I would look at him. Rhys Hoskins is another one. I would look at him. Those are the top three. If you were trying to build a Brewer stack, those would be my three. You can only play Contreras and Gary Sanchez together on Fanduel, but I would look at them. If you can't play both of them and you want to, make multiple different lineups with them in it, I'm okay with that. Willie Adames is another bat that I'd look at. Then Toronto bats against Carlos. I don't know much about him. Vlad, obviously Davis Schneider, I would look at. Danny Jansen, George Springer. Probably fading Justin Turner. He's looked absolutely trash this year. Had a good April, and I think ever since April, it's been downhill. Or he had a good May, one of the two. Bo Bichette, I'm probably fading as well. You could look at IKF. You could look at Spencer Horwitz a little bit if you want, but I'm probably off of both pitchers. I'm getting a little bit of the edge to Milwaukee bats tonight. Angels at the Diamondbacks. You got Jose Suarez versus Jordan Montgomery. So we know the whole story, but Montgomery just had a bad game against San Francisco, minus 11.5. He's had back-to-back negative games. And he was booed by his home crowd. Booed off out of 2 innings. So he's a great pitcher when he's on. Tournaments, I'm okay with, but 6.41 ERA out of him, I'm probably looking at the Angels bats here. But then you got your LA pitcher, you got Jose Suarez, 6.54 ERA, has not done well, isn't really going into games, then it's a bullpen day. So I'm probably looking at bats on both sides here. I'm going to give the edge, which is weird. I'm going to give the edge to the Angels, but I think this could be a high-scoring game. The Angels bats I would look at. Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward. You could look at Joe Adele is another one you could look at. Kevin Pillar should be in there. He usually mashes lefties. Definitely get him in there as well. Diamondback bats here. Ketel Marte against Suarez. Jock Peterson, Christian Walker. Corbin Carroll, you're still getting him at a discount because of how bad he started the season. I don't mind him. Gabriel Moreno or Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to round out the top 5 bats for the Diamondbacks. If you're going with a full Diamondback stack, I'm okay with those. Oakland at the Padres. Yesterday, we loved Dylan Cease, and he shoved versus them. JP Sears versus Randy Vasquez. Now, Sears going to save a little bit of money at 6,800. 39.3 ERA. Obviously would love this start if it were in Oakland, but we are in San Diego, which San Diego is still a great pitcher's park. Not as good as Oakland, though. Coming off a great start against Seattle, they strike out a ton. 8 Ks in that game for him, 21.3. Splits-wise, he has not faced San Diego this year, and pitching on the road, he has been worse on the road. Tournament-wise, Sears is okay, but we know that San Diego has a bunch of righties that can hit very well against lefties. Then you've got Randy Vasquez down here. 5.40 ERA. Splits-wise has not faced Oakland this year. He's been okay. He's gone some, 5+ innings in his last 3 starts. The Ks really aren't there. The earned runs are there. A minimum of 3 earned runs each game. I'm probably off of the pitching in this one. I'm probably looking at the bats. I feel a little bit more comfortable with the bats than I do pitching. If I were to look at the A's, I don't love the A's, but if I were to, Brent Rooker, Shea Langeliers, Zach Geloff, Max Schumann, those would be the ones that I'd look at. San Diego bats, if he's in there, is Machado back or is he still out? He's back. How did he do last night? 6 fantasy points, 2 hits, 2 for 4, so not bad. As long as he's healthy, he's good. Love him against a lefty. Love Tatis against a lefty. Higashioka could be a cheap catching option for you today. He's Babe Ruth against lefties, at least in spring training, or he was. Jurickson Profar is another one I would look at. You always got to look at Luis Ariz. He's getting hits after hits after hits. So I'm probably off of both pitchers. I would do a main stack of the Padres, but I could see you going a little bit of the Athletics. And the keyword of the day is bubblegum. I don't know why. It just came to me as the first word that I thought of. Bubblegum. You got the White Sox at the Mariners. You got Drew Thorpe making his Major League debut against a Mariners team that strikes out a ton, okay, versus Brian Wu. Now, Brian Wu has a fantastic matchup here. I love Brian Wu. He is expensive. He's 8,900, but 107 ERA, 3.0 record, only 24 strikeouts, but he's got a great matchup here. Just faced Oakland his last start, which was a great matchup for him, 28.3 fantasy points. So Brian Wu is there. And then you've got Drew Thorpe, which is wild because he's making his debut and he's above Tristan McKenzie. So he skipped AAA, coming from AA, 135 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, 56 strikeouts to walks there. Second round pick, he was part of the Juan Soto trade. So he was traded for Juan Soto, and then he was traded from San Diego to the White Sox when they got Dylan Cease. So looking at that, he has been traded around. He has been good. It's wild that he's this price, but we will take that price. I will have some exposure to Drew Thorpe for tournaments because Seattle strikes out a ton. I will look at both of them. Wu is obviously your cash option. Thorpe is your tournament option, but I don't mind Drew Thorpe here. Great numbers in AA. The problem is he obviously hasn't seen AAA. That's the problem, and he's got some walks in there. So we'll look at that, but I'll have both exposures there. Bats-wise, I'm probably not looking at bats in this one at the moment anyway. It maybe at the end, after simulations, if there are any bats that jump out, we'll look at those at then. Then you got the Astros at the Giants. You got Ronel Blanco versus Jordan Hicks. So we've got Blanco here, second highest priced pitcher, going up against San Francisco. Has not faced them this year. On the road, he's got a 2.08 ERA, so he's been better. It is a pitcher's park. He's not coming off the best starts here. That's a problem. 2 starts in a row that have been very blah. 4 earned runs in both of those. The strikeouts, 8 strikeouts in 2 games. Tournament-wise, I'm okay, but I don't know if I want to pay $9,700 for him. He could go off, it's true, but I don't know if I'm going to pay that. And then Jordan Hicks against the Angels, or against the Astros, has not faced them this year. Away game, or home games, 252, so he has been better at home. Up and down, not a good game against the Yankees. Middle of the road against Arizona. Pretty good game against the Mets. Houston's a great hitting team. I think Jordan Hicks is a tournament-only option here. I'd rather look at the bats. And if we're looking at the bats, Houston bats, obviously Jordan is in there. Diaz, Jake Myers, Jose Altuve. I'm okay. Giants bats, if you think Blanco's going to get hit hard, Elliot Ramos is one I want to look at. Patrick Bailey's one I would look at. Mike Yastrzemski's one I would look at. Michael Conforto is another one that I would look at. So I'm probably fading Blanco just at his price. His matchup hasn't been good. I don't mind a sneaky Giant stack today, and I'll have a little bit of Jordan Hicks. Then we got the Rangers at the Dodgers. I don't know. Let's see who they think. They think it's going to be Dane Dunning. He last pitched on Tuesday, so it's been a week, so it makes sense. Against the Dodgers, I don't want anything to do with pitching in this one. I am looking at bats here. And then you come in, James Paxton, 7,200. We did stack against him last game, and it worked out. We stacked the Pirates against him. He only went 1.2 innings, 6 earned runs, minus 9.1. I want the bats, all the bats. All the bats in this game, I'm way okay with. Adolis Garcia against the lefty, I love. Corey Seager, if he's back, I love him. Jonah Heim, I don't mind. Wyatt Langford against the lefty, I don't mind. If Heim is out, Andrew Kisner usually hits lefties well. We could look at him. Robbie Grossman is a switch hitter, so you could look at him. I love a full Texas stack, and I love a full Dodger stack. Tasker Hernandez has been on fire. I would look at him. I would look at Ohtani. I would look at Betts. Cheaper options would be Andy Pajes or Jason Hayward. If it is Dane Dunning, you could also look at Will Smith. Like, there's so many in this lineup. I'm looking at both teams as a stack. I'm not looking at pitching whatsoever in this game. And there you have it. There's the breakdown of every single game, every single pitcher, every single bat that we like. Now, we are going to give you the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. And then followed by that, we're going to give you the top bats, or all of the bats that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, which you can still find with our simulations, but we've just sorted it by the 10 out of 10. Now, these are obviously starting points, not an end-all be-all. So, right off the bat, number 1, Aaron Judge. Number 2, Juan Soto. 3, Elly De La Cruz. 4, Mookie Betts. 5, Christian Walker. 6, Bobby Witt Jr. 7, Kevin Pillar, which we talked about. 8, TJ Friedl. 9, Jose Ramirez. 10, Willie Castro. 11, Ketel Marte. 12, Jazz Chisholm. 13, Adolis Garcia. 14, CJ Abrams. 15, Ohtani. 16, Harper. 17, Will Smith. 18, Ha-Seong Kim. 19, Trevor Larnach. And number 20, Carlos Correa. Now, looking at everyone who has a 10-plus matchup, we've got Aaron Judge, number 1, Juan Soto, number 2. Number 3 is Mookie. 4, Christian Walker. 5, Kevin Pillar. 6, Jose Ramirez. 7, Will Smith. 8, Ha-Seong Kim. 9, Carlos Correa. 10, Corey Seager. 11, Alex Verdugo. 12, Vinny Pasquantino. 13 is Robbie Grossman. 14, David Fry. 15, Yordan. 16, Joe Adell. And number 17 is Jurickson Profar. Now, those are all of the bats, not the only ones we like. If you want to check out everything, we'll have it on the website. Go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Check it out. If you have questions, get those down below here or our Discord, or you can always email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's what I've got in this video. It's a great Tuesday. And I mentioned it I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video, but I'm going to try and get everything out there early today because we have another baby appointment. So I'll be gone pretty much all day traveling to the doctors and stuff like that. So I don't know. And one is right around where lineup lock. So I don't know if I'll be available to answer questions all day, but I will try. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck. And as always, let's bring up some bacon. Peace.